Eveline, Chapter 19, The Banshee's Prophecy. Eveline, the Banshee of Craig Laith, sits in the great elm tree and watches as Sir Richard De Clare, the Steward of the Forest of Essex, passes by before making her way to Durty Nellies Inn, next to Bunratty Castle in the Kingdom of Munster, Tara. It was early, not long after the fourth bell of the morning watch, and I sat in the mighty elm, which stands near the ancient burial mound hidden in the wild lands surrounding Bunratty. My hooped stocking legs dangled, swinging freely from the branch of my favourite tree. The morning mist hung heavy, and I felt the moisture clinging to my face. I breathed in deeply and let my senses wander for a while. I let nature flow into my mind and my body, and I felt her beauty, for this was Tara, close by Erin, deep in Hibernia, the mystic land of the gods. The dream had been vivid, stark, almost shocking in its brutal clarity, and I had a duty to perform, for that is the lot of the Banshee. We are immortals. We are called on to deliver the messages from the gods, the warning of the evil that is to come. I watched the Norman warrior as he came into view. He was a tall man with short red hair, shaved to the temples as is their fashion. He was not a bad-looking fellow. A suggestion of sadness floated briefly across my mind. These mortal critters do not have a long span on each world, and yet they seem to relish the haste, for they charge towards each ending with an unbounded glee. For the gods take a cruel delight in the misfortune of men. I spoke softly to the magpie. She sat by my side, and we two watched the world go by. Oda was an old friend of my mother's, and often paid me a visit when she could. The knight rode past us. He surveyed the hills, the valleys, and the bogs of the land. I knew his army was encamped nearby at Bunratty Castle. I had watched them with interest as they arrived. Silly men fighting for a land they could never own. Who ruled here was irrelevant, for this is a land of high magic, and no mere mortal can ever rule over the magical beings. For we let their world go by, like a shadow that passes with the sun, and we watched from those same shadows, close enough to touch, and yet invisible to their eyes. That is unless we wish to reveal ourselves. Some call us shadow beings, to others we are the dark critters, and in truth we are dark and more, for we are immortal, and time it can lay heavy with us. For whilst these mortal critters move on to a new world when their time has come, we immortal critters must remain here in our small worlds forever. This is the joke that the gods lay upon us all. And so, Oda and I watched Sir Richard De Clare, the Steward of the Forest of Essex, as he rode through the mist. He studied the lay of the land, for even he knows that the morrow will bring the battle. His horse found the more manageable ways. He was a good horse, a Norman trotter, sure-footed and sturdy. Now, he followed the sound of the running water, for the river Rate flows down by the castle on its way to the Shannon. Eventually, he came to the clearing next to the river, where the mist and smoke filled the air, and there stood a pleasant old ramshackle inn. Durty Nellies is famed far and wide as a hostelry. It has a reputation for its generous service and its meat and potato pies. I often spend my leisure here, watching the people in their revels and listening to the energetic music. The king's new cultural laws are not enforced here, and even a young banshee needs a day off now and then to let her hair down, to drink, dance, and maybe love a little, should a mortal man be so foolish. Sir Richard dismounted and led the horse to the river. He patted the horse's neck as it bent to drink. Then he knelt down, and I moved to the riverbank to watch him more closely. He removed his gauntlets and helmet and bent to drink. So the Norman will drink water, when Durty Nellies makes the best beer in 100 leagues. This is a strange one, eh? Oda gave a small cry. Pure, we're... I waded into the river, upstream of the night, and set about my task, folding the blood-stained cloak deep in the water. Then I began washing. The breastplate appeared amongst the reeds. Within only a few moments, the horse shivered and pulled away from the water's edge, emitting a frightful snort. The waters had started to run red. "Who are you, washerwoman?" asked Sir Richard. I stood so he could see me clearly, a young native girl dressed in black with hooped stockings and vivid red hair. "In your language I am called Eveline. You could never pronounce my true Gaelic name. It is far too magical a name for your coarse tongue. I am the Banshee of Craig Laith, the holy hill, where my sister Ina rules as queen of the fairies. I am but a small princess." I bowed to him. "We danced there that day, after Brian Boru cleft your shields," I told him. Please press the like icon. It really helps with the algorithm. Click subscribe to be notified of further installments. You can find more information and other videos at mortalcritters.com. The Mortal Critters ebook is available at Amazon, and the paperbacks are available at all good bookstores.